Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and I just realized I haven't played a single player version of my own map on camera yet, and so I've already randomized the card, and so I'm just going to press start and play a game for fun, see what kind of time score I can get, and also just talk about a few things about the map now that I've had a chance to watch a bunch of different people play it, because I've already seen, I don't know, probably 40 videos on YouTube or something of people playing the map. Start, go! All right, great. And I see some oak trees over here, and so I'm going to head over there. Oh, wow, there's a big cave right there, right at the beginning as well. Let's see. I guess one of the first things I'll say is, so far the biggest bug that I found in the map design that fortunately hasn't affected anyone too seriously is back in the main starting room, where you can press the button to randomize the card. It's actually the case that the randomization mechanism uses a mob spawner that's a modified mob spawner that rather than spawning mobs, it spawns redstone blocks, which ends up being a really good randomizer. But it's also the case that, like any mob spawner, the player has to be standing within a certain range of the mob spawner for it to work. And it just so happens that I built the starting room. Let's see, we've got some stone right over here that I'll use to get some initial tools. There's also some coal, which is very convenient. The mob spawner and the way that the starting room, is built is actually such the case that if you were standing in the corner of the starting room over near the player heads where I'm thanking people, you can actually be out of range of the mob spawner, and the mob spawner turns off and it quits doing the randomization process. And so if you press the randomize card button, make sure that you are standing near the randomize card button on that side of the room and not somewhere else, because if you do, it might seem like the randomizer is taking forever. And it's not that it's taking forever, it's just that it stopped running for the moment because you're not standing in the right location. And so that's entirely my fault. I just didn't realize I can change the range of the mob spawner or move it to a different location next time, if and when I update the map. But that was embarrassing that I never found that during testing. But I saw a couple people's videos where it seemed like it was taking a long time, and then did some testing on my own and discovered that that appears to be the reason. So, minor thing. It hasn't actually stopped anyone from being able to successfully randomize a card or anything. But still a tiny little bug in the map. Another thing that you will notice is, let's see, let me go ahead and make... It's important to think. Need to think about the tools and all the things I'm trying to craft. Okay, I need this. Not a hoe. I need this. And I need this. Great. Okay, and let's also get some tools. Oops. Don't have my hotkey mappings on. There we go. Let's get some tools in appropriate positions. All right, I like that. It's important for me to have a sword in slot 1 and such things. All right, we'll get a few more trees over here. Maybe we'll get lucky and get an apple out of this oak tree. So in addition to that, the other thing that is a usability improvement that I should have done and never did, I've seen a few people when they're playing in two-player mode, when it's time to start the game, one person walks over and presses the button, and the red player immediately gets teleported to a little holding area to update the map, but then it takes a moment before both players get spread players, and so I often see the red player press the button. Let's see, I'm going to need to kill some chickens. Just kind of looking. Oh, I see a swamp over here. Swamp is a really good biome to get a bunch of items on this map, and so let's head over in that direction. And, oh, I turned my friendly creature sounds. This is so embarrassing. I always think it's silly when people don't have their sounds all sorted before they start the game, and now here I am, and I don't have my sounds all sorted before I started the game. Now I can actually hear the chickens. Hello, chicken. Goodbye, chicken. Come back. I want to kill you. What was I saying? There's so much to do in this game. It's a race. The race is on. All right, I think I probably have enough coal for the moment. Let's go over here to the swamp, where I could probably find some mushrooms to make some mushroom stew. Here are some reeds, which I might be able to use if I find some cows and some leather. And I'll almost certainly get an apple over here if I chop down a few of these trees, because swamp trees are oak trees that have more leaves than other oak trees, and so as a result are more likely to drop an apple for you. Let's see. Oh yeah, when the people are playing in two-player mode, I sometimes see one player press the button, and the other player doesn't immediately teleport, and so they go and press the button as well. And if two people press the button, it runs all the starting stuff twice, and which ends up just kind of slowing things down, because the very start of the game is when the most stuff is happening, and the players are getting spread, which causes you to go to new places in the world, which causes Minecraft to have to run the train generator to actually generate a new spot in the world. Here we go. Which is very slow, and so ends up for a very slow, like, first minute of the experience if both people press the button. And I should have just put a little, you know, thing that allows you, that prevents you from spamming the button, basically the start button. And so once one person presses start, it should have just effectively disabled the button, so another person can't try to press start. But I neglected to do that, and so just as advice, if you're playing in two-player, make sure only one player presses the start button, and then just be patient right at the beginning. I have not, let's see. I've got my, okay, so let's go ahead and craft my mushroom stew, because that would be a good thing. Let's go ahead and get on the map. And I really haven't looked at the map at all, so let's actually take a look and see if there's any particular rows and columns. If I stick around here, slime ball, that right column seems good. The bottom row doesn't look too difficult either. I think it's definitely a good strategy to take a look at the map that you're dealt and figure out if there's any particularly easy or difficult things that you want to go after. I didn't even notice if clay was going to be useful for any of those particular rows and columns. Probably not, because it requires a saddle, it looks like, in the left-hand row. And yeah, or in the left-hand column, and the row that it's in would require some melons. Okay, I have plenty of sticks and coal. And so let's go ahead and craft up some torches. And I just want to quickly look around and see if we can get some iron to shear some vines off of these trees, which would be nice. And let's see. Other things that I can talk about in terms of the map. I've only seen it happen twice ever, but I have seen it happen where when people started the game, you see on the right-hand side of the screen, there's a timer. It's got time, 563, 564. A couple times I've seen that timer not start. And if the timer doesn't start, it means a lot of the game simply is not working properly and is not going to work for you. And so if that happens, I apologize, but the best thing to do is simply to restart, reload the map, or teleport yourself back to 150, 150, 150, and just kind of, you know, reset the game score and start another game, join your teams again, and press start again, and usually it'll work. But if you don't see the timer start right at the beginning, I guess I'll grab another apple here as kind of food. I'm just kind of wandering around looking to see if I find another open cave system where I could head downstairs right now. Or find some iron, actually. Some easy iron near the surface to grab some vines before I head down. Could be a good thing to do. I've already gotten the mushroom stew. If we hang out in the swamp for a while, we'll probably encounter some slimes and be able to get a slime ball. Although I might not need any of those things based on my strategy. The slime ball would be good on the right-hand side. The vine I'm probably not going to need. And so I guess let's just kind of stay in the swamp, but just look for a cave to go downstairs, because yeah, I could find an enderman and a spider potentially underground if I'm going to go for that right-hand side column. Still not seeing any good cave that's going to head downwards, so I might try doing a dig. And yeah, the people, there's a lot of randomness in this game in terms of where your world spawn is. All right, let's just go ahead and start digging down. And I'll worry about cooking things up at some point when I actually have a cave. Oh, we can get a flint really easily here. Since we got a nice little pocket of gravel, let's go ahead and knock that one off the list. Which, once again, I didn't look on the map, and so it might not actually be useful. But a flint is such an easy object to obtain. He says, digging through the entire pocket of flint, or the entire pocket of gravel and not getting a flint. Alright, I guess if things are going to take a while here, I might as well at least cook up some food. So let's do that. But yeah, there's a lot of randomness, a lot of potential luck involved in the game in terms of your spawn point, where, you know, sometimes you'll spawn near a desert temple or near a village, which are definitely nice bonus things. And some biomes have more to offer than others. But at the same time, it is the case that there's a variety of strategic aspects to the game. And so some of the people that I've seen get the fastest times have been very focused. Like, they look at the map right at the beginning, they look at the different rows and columns, and they figure out, okay, these things are going to be particularly easy to get, or these things will be particularly difficult to get, and so I want to avoid them. And they pick a particular row or column, and then, unless you get something crazy, something like a dungeon, which gives you, you know, like a saddle or a name tag or a number of different things that cause you to really kind of rethink your strategy. If that doesn't happen, then just kind of like sticking to one thing that you're going after can indeed be a really good strategy. And so I've seen a number of people get really fast times and good scores doing that. All right, in general, it's not good to stand around, but I just want to go ahead and grab my brick and then have some iron cooking up. Let's go ahead and update the map again really quickly. Did I get anything else? No, not yet. I could get the vines if I need them, but it doesn't look like I'm going to go after the row or column with the vine right now. And so I think I'm not going to worry about that. Instead, I will go ahead and craft myself an iron pick, which will allow us to dig faster. And yeah, then we will continue on downwards into the depths and see what we can find. Although I might, if it's just turning daytime, or just turning nighttime now, which indeed it is. Something else, a number of people have just kind of assumed that the timer is running with seconds. Actually making timers that are exactly kind of 1 second timers it's not too difficult, but it's kind of non-trivial in Minecraft. And so I just did the easiest timer that I could make, which is actually a 0.8 second timer, which uses hoppers with items just traveling back and forth between two hoppers. A little hopper clock. Okay, I see slime over here. Let's just see if we can get the slime ball off the surface before I dig. And is there a spider jockey over there? There is. I don't have any armor, but a spider... Oh, and here's an enderman. Oh, this is great. I'm a monster hunter. Look out, world. Here's my slime ball. All right, let's go ahead and kill the enderman too. Despite the fact that they move pretty quickly in this snapshot. Hey, and I got lucky enough to get the ender pearl. That's terrific. Despite the fact that the... Oops. I was trying to eat my food. And instead, I placed a bunch of torches. Despite the fact that the... All right, let's go ahead and leave one thing out here. I want to go after that spider jockey. Hiya! All right, let's kill the skeleton first, because he's really going to hit me. Despite the fact that some of the mobs move a little faster, it seems like in this snapshot, it is still nevertheless the case that the mob AIs, they've been reworking the mob AIs, and so they're kind of a little wonky. And so sometimes the mobs are not good. Oh boy! At pathfinding to you, creepers will run away from other exploding creepers, and so I hit the one in the back, and so the one in the front like started running right towards me. Did you guys just see another spider jockey against that wall? I think I did. I remember when I first started playing Minecraft, and like seeing a spider jockey was like the rarest thing ever, and then I really thought I just saw another one climb up this wall in front of me. I didn't notice if I got gunpowder yet, and I'm a little too worried with all the mobs around to just open up my map and look. I definitely just saw some gunpowder right there, so I must have already gotten it. Yep, there's another spider jockey right there. I don't think I've ever seen two spider jockeys in that short of a period of time, like right together. And so that was interesting. I just want to get myself safe. Let's get some blocks on the bar, is always a good thing to do, which I prefer to actually have in that slot. I'm going to go ahead and close this up. Update my map by throwing a map on the ground. And yeah, actually if I get a little bit more iron, wow, this would be really good. A tiny bit of iron and another spider for a spider eye. And I could be in fantastic shape here. I wonder if I should actually stay on the surface and go try to kill that spider right now, because the iron should be easy to get. I'm actually going to do that. I think we might get a really good time if I use that strategy. So yeah, there's some things that are kind of like universally kind of easy or hard to get. Oh, now that the skeleton is here, I wonder if the spider despawned. Something that people might not know about spider jockeys in Minecraft is that when they spawn naturally, they're just two kind of independent entities where one happens to be sitting on top of the other. And so you can have either the spider despawn or the skeleton despawn. And so I've seen both happen like on the screen. If the spider despawns, the skeleton just kind of gently floats down to the ground and then walks along the ground. And if the skeleton despawns, then you're just left with the spider. And both are possible. All right, if we can kill a spider and then find some iron to make a rail, then I believe I'll have completed the card on the right-hand column. So yeah, I was basically saying that, yeah, picking a strategy of easy things. There are some things that are kind of universally pretty easy to get. Most of the mob drops, it's just a matter. Spider Eyes only drop 1 in 3 chance, I believe. Oh, but I got one. Great. And so some of the drops are rarer than others. Ender Pearls, I don't actually know off the top of my head what the drop rate is, but I would guess about 50%, just based on what I've seen. But yeah, things like bones and gunpowder are pretty easy to get. You know, you're going to kill some creepers, you're going to kill some skeletons somewhere along the way, and so you're going to be likely to get those items. So some items are pretty likely for you to get pretty easily on the card. Others, again, like the name tag and the saddle, are very unlikely unless you manage to find certain structures. And so, for the most part, you can kind of pick a strategy at the beginning based on the universally easy items, but then dynamically adjust your strategy during the gameplay if it's the case that you find some of these other rarer items that you normally wouldn't be able to get. And so I think the best times that I've seen are usually people that either pick a strategy right at the beginning of the game of some simple items that they're going to go for and just concentrate on that particular row or column or diagonal, or people who find a particular structure and then are good at quickly, dynamically adjusting their strategy in order to accommodate the particular items that are available to them. But in this case, I got a reasonably lucky card as well as a lucky spawn, and I can actually set out my second furnace and possibly do this even a tiny bit quicker. But we're about to win, because I will be able to craft a rail, and I believe that's the last thing I need on the card. And this is actually going to be my own personal best time, I believe, which is cool to do on camera. There's my rail. I got bingo! Let's take a look at the card. Go ahead and drop it on the floor one more time to update it. So we got the spider eye, and we got the rail, and so we got the whole right-hand column. And 18 minutes and 20 seconds. I think that's right around my best time. I can't remember for sure. I haven't written down all the times that I've gotten in this when I was play testing, although the map was a little bit different last time I play tested it in single player. And yeah, so that's fun. Let's go ahead, hit T in the chat, click this line to return to spawn. It brings you back to this little thanks for playing room. There's a button over here if you want to tweet that you completed a game of Minecraft Bingo. And yeah, we're back at the spawn. And so that actually went a whole lot quicker than I was expecting. Are there any other things that I wanted to talk about? I guess we kind of covered most of them. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've been watching people play on YouTube. Like I said, I've watched, I don't know, like 40 videos of different people playing this game on YouTube, which is very gratifying for me because it seems like people are enjoying the map, and a lot of people say that they're going to play it again. I've seen a couple people play it already a second time, and so it seems like it's fun. I hope that you guys enjoy it, and yeah, I guess I just hope that you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.